just going to take a look at a sleeper stretch, PAILS and rails, to work on the rotation of the shoulder. I like to use a tennis ball for this, but if you haven't got a tennis ball, that's fine. You can just make a fist, or you can even hold the wrist straight. By making this a follow along, I'll take care of the timing for you, so you just have to listen to what I have to say. You can watch this video obviously while you're doing the exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie on my side, and what I want to do is then take the elbow to be around about 45 degrees away from the body. Okay, we're making sure the back of the shoulder is down on the floor, and we're making sure the shoulders are stacked. So as I do this, make sure the top shoulder is not falling back. Keep the shoulders stacked, top shoulder on top of the bottom shoulder. I'm sitting the hips back, and I'm making room for the hand to come in towards the body in this position. But don't mind if your feet are apart, if your feet are stacked, wherever you want to be. Just make yourself comfortable here. Keep the shoulders stacked. Okay, so the rotation is coming from the shoulder. Like I said, keep the back of the shoulder on the ground. I'm squeezing the tennis ball. It just helps me keep the wrist straight here. And I just have this internal rotation, shoulder down, top shoulder over the top. And this top hand's just going to apply a little bit of weight and rest on top of the hand in this position. So I want you to set this up right now, and then you're going to hold this for 2 minutes, just a passive stretch. I want you to focus on the breathing. So we're going to do short breaths in, it might be 4 seconds, and then a longer breath out, maybe 8 seconds. So whatever works for you, but I want the exhale to be longer than the inhale, just to help you relax into the stretch. Stay here. I'm going to talk you through what we're going to do once you get to the end of the 2 minutes in this position. So the first thing is I'm going to get you to do a PAILS contraction. So you're going to activate all of this shoulder stuff and think about external rotation as if you were trying to lift the arm back up. The top hand is going to resist that. So the shoulders are staying stacked on top of each other, and I'm pushing up in this position. We'll do this for 15 seconds, contracting all of the rotator cuff muscles in the shoulder, and we're going to start to build up the intensity. So it'll be 10%, 20%, 30%. We'll work our way up to 50% in this contraction. Don't go too strong because there's small muscles in the shoulder. I don't want you to hurt yourself, okay, as we start to do this sleep stretch. Once we get to 50, we'll hold for the 15 seconds. And once we get to the end of the 15 seconds, then I want you to relax and then reverse that. You're actually going to try to internally rotate a little bit more and pull the hand away. So we're not lifting the top hand, I'm actually just physically moving the bottom hand away. The shoulder stays down, actively pulling the fist towards the floor, okay? That'll be 15 seconds, and then the hand will meet here, and then we'll go again. We'll start to build the tension, back into the PAILS contraction, pushing up, and then our rails contraction is to pull back down. So we'll do 2 rounds of that, and then we're just going to relax in that last bit once we get to the end of it. Okay, so you've been there for roughly 2 minutes now. You should have been sitting in the stretch. If you've got a tennis ball, I want you to squeeze the tennis ball. If not, you can squeeze the fist, or you can just build tension in the arm. And then I now want you to start to push up. Okay, so think of external rotation, pushing up. Just 10%. Increase now to 20%. Stepping up, 21, 22, 23, we go all the way to 30%, 40%, now we're at our 50%, 50% contraction. We're going to hold 15 seconds. Okay, 5, 4, 3, top hand stays where it is, 2, 1, relax. Now try to pull, rails contraction. Keeping the shoulder on the deck here, trying to take the hand closer to the ground, keep pulling down, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, don't come out of the stretch, put the hand on top again, and then we start again. We're going to go back into the PAILS contraction. So now again, fist nice and tight, squeeze the tennis ball if you've got one, think of the external rotation, 10%, building up to 20%, 30%, 40, 50, and hold 15 seconds. Try to be rotating, keeping the back of the shoulder on the deck. The shoulders are still stacked one on top of each other. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, top hand stays where it is, 2, 1, try and rotate in. Can you get the hands to separate? Rotating from the shoulder, 15 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, don't come out of the stretch, hand goes back on, and just relax again now. Again, focus on the breath. I've hung out there for a few breaths. We can just slowly start to straighten the arm. We just come back out of that stretch. Then obviously we swap and we do it on the other side. Like I said, as we start to do that PAILS contraction, don't go too hard. Just try to build up to about 50% of your strength. Like I said, they're quite small muscles and we don't want to cause an injury as we start to work on the mobility in the shoulder. Make sure that the elbow stays bent at 90 degrees as we're going through those rotations. So you don't want the arm to start to open up or the arm to come closer in. Just forgot to mention that. So keep the elbow bent at 90 degrees and just start to work on increasing that range of motion in the shoulder rotation.